What's good? We're gonna have a real good time tonight. What's up? What's up? Oh boy, waiting for my homeboy to show up. This is gonna be a real, how would I say this? Tonight's show is not gonna be super long. We're gonna make this real quick. I brought up my top five for the week. Seems like my guy is already here, so let me holler at him real quick. Hold on. Guy's already here. So what's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to Soul Search Sundays. Hey, what's going on, fam?
What's happening, my dude? How are you?
Long time coming. Hold on,
Hey,
let me make sure the volume good.
can you hear me? Everything's good?
Yeah, everything's guys had to turn the volume up on my side. Oh man. Welcome to Soul Search Sundays, people. This is my fellow brother, my admin of my home squad, the governor. Say what's up to the people real quick.
What's going on, everybody? It's an honor to be here. This the homie right here. I've been with him for a long time, so this is an honor to be here.
Now, before we go into it, I only got two questions before we go into the topic of tonight, which was a topic you brought up in the group recently. My first question to you is, of course, what is your number one favorite shoe? Not even Jordan, not Nike, Adidas, just your favorite shoe.
We're going all time like favorite shoe or like a model, like just my number one shoe. Period.
Your number one shoe, period.
It's my Entourage, my Entourage Air Force Ones, no question. That's above and beyond. That's if I had the money, I'd buy every pair that comes up on the market.
Mind you, people, he is a sample collector also, so he got some gems on him. That's what I did tonight. I pulled out 5 of my top 5 gems that I own. Of course, y'all seen one of them earlier this week, which is why I got on all the UNC blue. But before we get into our gems, what is the number one shoe you were looking for? I know the answer to this, but I want you to put it out there for the people.
I honestly, if half the people in this chat, if like 2 people even knew where the shoe was or even existed, I'd be surprised. It's actually the Entourage shoe that I do own, but with a white swoosh sample. Rumored to be like 10 or 11 pairs in existence, cast, and not even like the crew, just the cast and like the director were the only people that got like the white swoosh. Mayer obviously got his, but that's a little different. I've reached out to some of the like when I say top tier, I mean, you know, we roll in the same circles. So you know, a lot of people that I talk to, and I've reached out to these people, and they have never seen one like for sale. I've heard of one for sale maybe 5-6 years ago. At one point, before, you know, obviously I do the drag racing thing and all that. So before I was going crazy putting money into that, I did offer up to $5,000 for the shoe, and nobody could come up with it.
Sheesh. All right, that's crazy right there. Besides itself. All right. If you want to, could you tell the people the discussion you brought up in the group recently?
Yeah, absolutely. So, quick little background about, and I'll show you guys the room real quick and stuff here in a minute. But I'm just a collector like everybody else. I know Ken had mentioned that I do sample collect, and I do, but it has to be my size and it has to be something that I really like because the stuff isn't cheap. Even the GRs are $250. So, you know, I respect the price of these shoes, and I don't. When it comes to other people's collections, I don't care about quantity. I don't care about how many you have. I don't care about if you got a pair of bins in your collection. It doesn't matter to me. Because when I show you these shoes, you're going to see tons of outlet shoes. I just love shoes, period. But there are those upper echelon, topper tier stuff that I do like to collect as well. But it's got to be a shoe that I love. I don't just buy shit just to buy it.
Right.
Now, going back to what we were talking about, what I had mentioned in the group is there's not a lot of fun in this anymore. And I know people are going to say it's been like this for a long time, but as of lately, I'd say within maybe the last 3 months, probably it's been a complete like downhill. Like it like Jordan had their rise come back up, and it kind of like people bounced back for just a hair, and they started coming back into it. And now it's like there's no passion, no like even reselling. Now reselling has become so oversaturated, and everybody's getting pairs that now people are just clowning each other on who got the least amount of pairs because it's so overflooded. Like if you got 40 pairs of Yeezys, you were a bum because you didn't cook 200 pairs. Like that's where it's been. That's where it's come down to. Like people, like it's gotten so bad, and there's not a lot of fun left in it, you know. And and it sucks because I am an avid collector. I do genuinely love this. I love shoes. I love collecting shoes in general, but there's just not a lot of fun in this anymore. And that's like, I love to just talk about shoes. You can own one pair of shoes that you wear every day for the rest of your life. I don't care. But as long as you share the same passion with me, we'll talk about shoes. Me, you talk about shoes all the time. But, it's a lot of it is going down, and I don't know if it's the brands. I don't know if I really don't know. It just seems like even people that are collectors like myself, like it's hard to get people to engage in conversations or anything really anymore.
And that's my main mission, to drum up that engagement, to get people talking. So with that in mind, where do you think the fun went? I have like my own opinion on when it started to fleet. I think when people started to try to make this a spectacle, like we have to have this in order to be the top tier collector, or we have to have this to be respected. Basically, the elitist mindset that if you don't have this, why are you even trying to be in this conversation? The opposite, well, not even the opposite, but something else I thought about was the shows. CneakerCon, all these conventions and the premise behind the conventions now, versus when they first started Dunk Exchange and everything else. All these conventions were for us to meet up, find that rare gem that somebody may have, but he's not on social media or none of this other stuff, and you're able to buy.
You would go there to see the unseen, even if you weren't buying.
Exactly. Now it's different. Like, my last SneakerCon that I went to was Atlanta, and I'm never going to another one because of it. Not because of Atlanta people, but because of the atmosphere and how everything was when I went there. It was just off. And I contribute that now. I don't mean to cut you off. I contribute that to the feeling that I feel now, as far as people in general with trying to collect. It's like the negativity of somebody having something. Somebody will be like, "Oh, that's trash. That's a brick. Why did you buy that?" Because I like it.
Right. I know.
That interaction, it don't even have to be me, but I see it daily. Like, I'll see somebody's post something they bought and somebody say something negative, and it's like, that's uncalled for, and it's draining. It's very draining.
It does, and it wears people out, because listen, we have the hardest, I don't want to say the hardest hobby, but we have the most misunderstood hobby. And what I mean by that is, there's people that collect fucking yarn and like stamps, and they get more respected than us for collecting shoes. We're looked at as clowns or fools because we spend money on footwear. And there's people that collect like dental floss, I'm like being serious. There's people that collect like dental stuff from like the 1800s and
shit. Pins.
There you go. And people wouldn't clown him for that, but we get clowned for collecting shoes. We're like we're the butt of every joke. Every time there's a meme or something made, and listen, I'm into racing, the karting and stuff like that. I get shit daily from my friends for having all these shoes because they don't understand it. But I said, and I explained it to them. I go, you got to look on the flip side. We're putting umpteen thousands of dollars into a car to go in a straight line for a couple seconds. How fucking stupid is that? It's stupid. It's stupid. But we love it. But it's an addiction. It's a hobby.
It's an addiction because of that speed. That thrill. You got a thrill out of it. And I feel like for sneakerheads, our simple thrill is just opening this box.
Yes.
Us opening this box has us with that thrill.
Yes.
Just having something come into the house is a thrill. Winning on sneakers, that is a thrill. We don't. It's a little bit different for everybody else, but that's our little thrill seeking when it comes to sneakers. One second. Go ahead and continue to talk. I need you to do one favor and go ahead and show people your collection as you see fit right now. What you have. So,
all right. The room's a mess, so y'all just gotta bear with me. But we take you guys through some of this, and I'll show you some of the stuff real quick. Like I said, I got boxes and shit everywhere, but this is a little bit of the collection. You guys could see you know, I kind of try to keep the stuff in order, but it's gotten so far out of hand that it's just kind of, I pretty much need another room for all these shoes. But I mean, you guys could see it just goes for days. And, you know, there's all types of stuff in here. There's GRs, there's limiteds, there's, you know, all types of stuff. You see the PlayStation Air Force Ones, stuff like that. You know, there's Iversons down there. You see the, you know, 112s, Atmos, some cheap PEs, the M&Ms. But again, you got, you know, just basic GR stuff. And then we could come over here real quick. I'll touch on, you know, you see a couple the samples and, you know, Motorsport 5s. Those are 85s up there, originals. These are originals from when I was a kid. These right here are my actual, these were my basketball shoes from the 8th grade that I still have. So I was, you know, pretty happy to have that. And then you got all the dead stock stuff over here. This is all just stuff I haven't gotten a chance to wear yet. Some more dead stock Yeezy, stuff like that. You see the Atmos pack, some more samples, the Homage to Homes. Just, I mean, there's just shoes for days here. But like I said, it's just, you know, it's an abundance of everything, you know, and you know, for instance, you know, we could come here and you'll see something like this, you know, and these are the unnumbered salesman samples from the first batch of those, and those that are big into this for a long time know what that means, you know. But then you can come over here and you could see these that pretty much everybody hates, but I genuinely, you know, to me, these and the PlayStations they're shoes, man, and I enjoy both of them. I take care of both of them, and you know, and that's just what I love. I just don't understand why people do this if they don't love it. I just, you know, or you buy shit that you don't like. That blows my mind.
I got one more thing, because I know you got to get out of here soon. I know I brought out 5 pairs. I usually do this every weekend where I'll bring out 5 pairs that, you know, that I either just thought about or that I feel people need to pay attention to. But this week it's been all hype because that's all I've been wearing, minus 1 pair. I'm gonna show these 5 off, and then I know you have some questions for me, and I'm gonna let you go after that.
All right? Cool. Yeah, go for it.
All right, so the number 1 pair that I brought out, a lot of people probably don't even know what the hell this is, but the Gingers.
That was part of the Strap series, right?
Yeah, the 08, 09 Strap series. They had some Obsidian black straps, then they had Vault yellow, then I want to say they did it was like a canvas like pack, because it was a black and white, and then there was a blue one. But they were canvas highs, and they were OG. Well, they weren't OG. They were retro highs, but they were canvas. I gotta find a picture of that because I don't think I did a history of one on those yet. Of course, my number 1 favorite shoe that I've been wearing this week also, the Chicago's.
I know that's your go-to.
Always a go-to. It's gotta stay in the rotation at least, I want to say, twice a week. I mean, I haven't been wearing them as much lately. Another recent addition. This was another gift that I got.
Those are so clean, man. I saw when people when you put them on foot and they're done right, they look really good.
Oh, I mean, it's amazing. Like I said, I wasn't gunning for that shoe, but when I got it was crazy. Then.
Yeah, I need those. If I was still spending like I was before, man, those are fire.
Church shoes. And the shocker of the year for me, honestly.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Now, a lot of people were bugged out and trying to figure out what I wrote on the shoe.
Suicide Hotline.
Yeah, thank you. That is the Suicide Hotline. I know it's kind of blurry right now. That is the Suicide Hotline. I did that because, of course, mental health is very, very, very detrimental. A lot of people don't pay attention to that.
I respect that a lot, that you push that kind of stuff. That's big. I hope people take advantage of that, and I hope a lot of people, if they're out there and they have issues or something going on, I hope they, even if they reach out to you, they don't call the hotline. But I think that's big. I respect that a lot. Salute to you for that.
I told people if I ever got a pair, that was the first thing I was going to do. I'm a man of my word, so that's the first thing I did as soon as I got them. You know, of course, I threw them on foot. I did a video of them on foot without it, and then I did a video with it. The opposite shoe, of course, you know, I put it on the opposite shoe. I had to put it, you know.
Of course. No, that's what's up, man.
Now people understand what it means, though. You know, the unloved ones is a representation of mental health. So, at the end of the
I like that you got a message like that. You know, and you're big into that because, you know, we could talk about things like curing cancer and all that stuff like that, but that's realistically that's all out of our hands. But mental health, you know, and awareness and stuff like that can actually be changed just by talking to somebody. So I think that's really big that you do that.
Appreciate that. I appreciate you coming on, man. This is a long time coming. I've been trying to get you on forever.
It is. It's hard, man, because, you know, like Sundays are a busy day for me, but you know, I watched last week with Bostic and stuff like that, and you know, it's been a time coming, and I'd be willing to do this more often. You know, get on here with you and stuff like that, and we just chop it up. You know, like I said, I just love to talk about sneakers, man. It doesn't matter, you know, what the deal is or, you know, who's got what. To me, man, I don't care. And to be, you know, and to be completely honest, I know a lot of people say like, oh, perfect pair. And I mean, if we really go in there, I think it's corny. You know, he's a size 12.5 and he buys and wears shoes that are up to a size 15. To me, that don't work. That's not you're strictly doing that out of you want the attention. I don't care how people perceive it. They can say, why do you care? It's just conversation. I'm not watching another man's pockets, or I'm not, you know, whatever the fuck people say that they, you know, I'm not a hater. God bless him. That man's got more money and more shoes than I could ever imagine. God bless him. But people reference him all the time as the sneaker dude. And I just don't see it because I think it's false. I think it's fake. He's got the money to do it, so he wants to make sure you know that. Do I think he loves shoes? Absolutely. Obviously, the guy likes shoes. But do I think he's the collector like he proclaims to be? No, he's just got the money to buy the shit, and that's what he does.
There's a ton of other people out there that are you know, in my opinion, I don't know a lot of people who, you know, go out of their way to proclaim themselves something. And I'm not saying he does or anything like that, because I don't follow him close enough to know. But there are those people out there that can proclaim themselves the top collectors because they have that visibility, because they have that clout, and they're able to get things because their pockets are deep enough to do it.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am average as hell, okay? I don't have the money to afford half the shit that a lot of people have. If I get something, I'm just lucky as hell. I'll say it like that. A lot of the stuff that ends up in my hands is by chance. It's not even that.
People see this collection and they think that, oh, dude, you can afford anything. I fucking wish. Do you know how many people, like, in terms of like shitting on somebody or having a way better collection? I'm a guppy in a pool full of sharks. Right. This is just, you know what I mean? Like I said, you go through most of my collection, it's fucking outlet shoes. A lot of GRs and shit in here. I mean, you get your samples.
The names of those guys who got those, you know, like homeboy that has all three of the undefeateds.
Yeah, I mean, like, come on, man, like, bro, I mean, come on. You know how much money's in that collection? It's insane. You know, right. But they're a different breed, and even guys like that, like, okay, take him for example. I can't think of his name, but I know who you're talking about. So. But he's true to what he likes. He genuinely likes the sample, the unreleased, the prototypes, the stuff like that. Like, that's his niche for collecting. Like, Dependable J is big for the PEs, all PEs. He don't care whose it is or where they're from. All PEs. But he sticks to that's what he does. That's what he likes. Now, he's got a crazy collection of GRs and all that stuff too, because he likes shoes. But his big thing is like PEs and samples, so he sticks to that. That's his thing, is where, like, you know, and they don't jump on the Boost train and stuff like that. Like, we're Perfect Pair, now all of a sudden he's the Boost guy. He went and he bought all this Boost and my Boost collection and this and that because he wants the attention, and that's fine. I mean, but like you got enough money that you buy enough shit, you're gonna get the attention. Like, right. So and I've watched a lot of his videos. He takes shots at a lot of other people. Takes shots at Kelly. Takes shots at Mayer. He takes shots at Jim Jones. He takes shots at all these people about their collections. And he talks a lot of shit, and he can't back it up. Like, he was talking about his Ray Allens. He had, like, the 2s and the 12s and the 8s and all that stuff. He said if you catch anybody with any Ray Allen, any other size in a 14, they're fake. Well, the 2s, the 8s, and the 13s all released. They all released. The 2s came in one full-size run in a House of Hoops. There you go. Yeah, House of Hoops, the one run. The 8s came in a House of Hoops, one run. So those shoes are out there in other sizes. They released. The white 13s, I got them sitting right there in a 10.5. They released. But this guy's telling people that if you see them,
even more than that, when those samples or those PEs are made, they're made in a 9.5 before they're made in the player size.
Right, exactly. And we know people with the size 9s.
Yeah.
So
we know the stories of how they get made. So there's other sizes out there, and it's not to say that even when they did that one size, if it was during Gentry's run, he's got them in his size.
What do you think? These people aren't going to get them made for themselves? I mean, that's the way this shit works. But it's just and I remember I posted the reason why I'm getting to that is because I posted about that in one of the groups, and people were just blasting me. How could you? He owns all of them. He would know. I'm like, yeah, but he's wrong. He's wrong. Oh shit, my bad.
I think that's the misconception with samples in general on how samples work. I was fortunate enough to have a conversation with, another person who's close to the brands, and they sent me the entire list of how and what samples are, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
The breakdown, the promo samples, the salesman samples, the test wear samples, just color fastness, like how all the samples work. The production stage and where the samples are at and all of that. So one shoe can go to 6 different types of samples and be the same shoe, but different colors, different variation, material, whatnot. It's all in what gets ordered that one time. And then, people just don't understand. Like, you see a sample, that don't mean that sample was like made for this year. That sample could have been in the work for like 6 years already, and we're just now seeing.
Well, that was like we talked about, like the whole thing, like with a lot of these customizers that they get mad when Jordan puts out a shoe and they're like, oh, I need to be reimbursed. Like, it's bullshit. You stole my idea. Bro, the Jordan 1 has been around for 30-plus years. You don't think they've drummed up just about every colorway and every paneling, every different color paneling, this, that, the other thing? Just because it gets brought to light after you did a custom of it doesn't mean that somebody within the 30-year span of being a Jordan didn't come up with that idea on a Jordan 1 26 years ago. But we're just seeing it now because now they realize they go back or whatever. You know more of that than I do. But they come up and they say, oh, you know what? This look good. Let's drop this, like the bread toe color blocking stuff like that. Oh, now they're saying it.
I tried to tell people that last year that was coming, and that wasn't going to be the only one. But a lot of the stuff that I say falls on deaf ears, so I stopped saying it, and I'll speak through the leakers. Shout out to the leakers, all of you who are out there leaking. Shout out to y'all. But outside of that, I know you got a few questions for me before you get out of here because I don't want to take up too much of your time. You got them, go ahead and shoot them off.
I want to ask you, what do you think about sneaker YouTubers today?
I think they changed their tune a lot. I think a lot of them have changed up exactly what their main focus is and how they're maneuvering around. Shout out to Unbreakable Kicks. Shout out to Seth Fowler. Shout out to Jumpman and Boston. Those 3 right now, I respect those 3. I respect a lot of the other ones, but I watch those 3. So respect. And the reason why, because each one of those guys all have a different perspective. It could be the same shoe, but they really actually give me a different perspective. Oh, and Sean Gold, too. Shout out to Sean Gold, Toronto Squad. Shout out to y'all, too. If I want to see something very aesthetically, and we're going to talk directly about the shoes, functionality, how's it going to look, how's it going to wear, going to Seth. If I want to get a, I don't want to say biased opinion, but if I want to get a sort of a reseller's opinion, I'm going to Unbreakable Kicks because he resets. If I want OG perspective, I'm going straight to Jumpman. And if I want a product placement, I want the direct from the brand version of what we're getting, I'm going to Shango. All four of them had their perspectives, and everybody else that it got old. If that makes any sense.
No, it did. It did.
Gimmicky, and then it got old, and then it was like, I can't watch you because I can't take you serious.
You know, I took all my videos down.
I noticed.
I took them all down. And
shout out to Mike Rich too. Shout out to Mike Rich. I almost forgot about Mike Rich. Mike Rich is real.
The biggest reason is like you said, it becomes old, and I could be true to myself and know, I posted whatever I wanted and just, my unboxings, whatever, but I know it's not going to be perceived as that. It's just be another person on YouTube, and I didn't want that.
Right.
I don't want that. I'm not doing this for attention. I don't care if you watch. I don't care if you follow me. I don't care what you do. Like my Instagram and the stuff that I post is all me. It's every now and then, I'll hit an early leak. Sometimes I get those pictures and I'll send them to you, whatever. But other than that, it's just me. It's just what I'm wearing. It's what I bought. It's what I'm, that's it. And if you want to follow that, God bless you. If you don't, it's fine. My first picture on my Instagram ever, my first picture, you scroll all the way back and find it, is my shoes. When this room used to be a spare bedroom, was like 5 of my shoes on my bed. Was my first Instagram picture ever. I had like 2 followers at the time. Like it's just been a part of me. Like, so that's kind of why I got rid of the stuff on YouTube, and that's why I kind of like threw in the towel on it, because I just feel like it's so oversaturated. I don't want it to come off as I'm just jumping on the boat.
Right. I understand completely. Because I had second thoughts about like reposting these videos, but fuck it. This is what I want to do. Bring the conversation to the people. Have a conversation with the people I want to talk to. So these is going up. You have another one? Because I know you got a few lined up.
When it comes to the early leaks, do you feel it's oversaturated, myself included? Like we way overdo it with the pictures, and like I had talked about before, like do we end up killing the vibe for the shoe by the time it comes out?
It depends. It depends on something like a Jordan 1 or an 11. We're going to get tons of those pictures early, right? It's just how much do we want to repost that, and that is on us specifically because of who we know and how much stuff we actually go through as far as like the background to all of this, if that makes any sense. And to break that down, and the reason why I'm saying it and why I'm watching my words on how I say this, of course, because this kills a lot of people's political connects at the end of the day, right? Putting these pictures out for us was a thrill rush. Like the be first, be the first person to post this picture, regardless of where you found it or how you obtained it, to be the first person to post the picture was like the biggest rush.
Yep.
Then it got to the point where it's like, damn, you're posting the same shoe over and over again. It's a new look, but it's the same shoe. That shoe ain't coming out for another 2-3 months. Then now it's another 2-3 weeks. But your anticipation isn't the same as somebody else's, right?
Right.
So we done flooded the whole timeline with like 30 different pics, 30 different times. So we're not even like, when the shoe comes, it's gonna come, whatever. Like the average person is like, damn, did they get the shoe? Or another question is, how are they getting this pics? Or I'm tired of seeing this shoe already. The shoe ain't even out yet. Yeah. Right. And I guess like now we know the background of why a lot of this stuff is slowed down.
Yeah, we do a lot.
I'm actually happy that happened. It's because now, when something pops up, I guess we can get a genuine understanding on if people are going to like it, right? Like, if there's really going to be any interest in the shoe. Not that matters to people like me and you, but it matters to the average consumer because their chances isn't as high. Because they're not in these groups. They're not in these groups. They're not on these forums. They're not on these social media apps. They see a shoe in passing. Like, their friend will show them something in class or at work or whatever have you. They
That's true.
they don't have the in your face everyday thing that we have. So it's different.
Right.
But yeah, as far as it being oversaturated, it was. It was. It genuinely was. It was too much, too soon, and too far out. People are mad about the all red suede 12s. Like, those are actually coming out now, and we seen the fake version of that way back.
The sample.
Damn. Right. The sample's like, damn, and it's the same thing. Like, I hate to bring it up, but like the Yeezys, like you seen fake Yeezy after fake Yeezy, and now some of those colorways are being brought to life and actually being put out. Is like, damn, what? It's almost hard to explain the feeling that we have now, because it's the same thing that leads back into the conversation we had earlier as far as the fun fleeting from everything. Like, I'm not gonna stop collecting. That's not gonna happen. Right?
No, me neither.
My love is here. I'm stuck with that. But I got the understanding on why it's harder to have these conversations with everybody else, because their love is deflating and their love is, tied into a certain aspect of sneakers versus sneakers themselves. I think that's what it was. It's tied into attributes of the sneakers. Like, it's tied into the envious part. Like, people are not going to envy me with this.
Okay. I respect it. Yeah, you're right. No, that's good. That's good. I respect it a lot.
I'm not going to make no money off of it. Like, it's tied into those small aspects versus the actual shoe. Like, my love is tied into the actual shoe. So this is fun. This right here is fun.
Yes, I agree 100%.
When somebody asks me a hard question that I have to think about, is fun. Like, that's where, the conversation for me in sneakers gets deep, and I'm able to, like, man, this is exactly what I come to respect about other people. So, sorry I went into that whole little spiel just now.
No, that's...
It kind of brought me all the way back to that conversation, and it helped me figure out what I thought was the major problem and why the fun's not there.
That's what we're here for. Okay, somebody just said they're tired of seeing a million pics of the Concord 11s. And that's, you see, and that's right. Yeah. And I mean, that's probably one of the Concord 11 was the 11 that everybody asked for probably the most. So you're going to see it a million times over again. And that's what I mean. It just, I don't know. And then by the time the shoe drops, it almost feels like the shoe already released, like the Off-White, the Chicagos, when that whole thing kept happening and there were pics, and the shoe was going to release, then it wasn't, then it was, then it wasn't, then it wasn't, it kept going back and forth. Then by the time the 10 was ready to drop, I was like, well, fuck it. I feel like the fucking things have been out already. You know what I mean? I was over it.
It's called EDM marketing. That's what we call EDM marketing. We're just going to let the beat build, and just keep rising, and then boom.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that was.
That was rough, man.
That was rough. Before you go, I want to talk about one other 11 and a theory that I have. People take this with a grain of salt, okay? This is not fact or anything. This is just a theory that I have. It's supposed to be a platinum 11, right? Remember that? Like, the third 11 for this year is supposed to be a platinum 11. It's supposed to release.
Okay. I was thinking of the all gold 11 or whatever. But yeah, go ahead.
All right. So in my head, the Dornbecker release is in what? November, right?
Mm-hmm. If you think about,
might get that Dornbecker 11.
If you think about that, that's the only one left, right?
Right. Because they skipped over the 11.
They went to the 12, the 13.
And they're not going to do a 14. And they're not going to redo another number. So what else do we have, Jordan-wise, that they're going to do?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's it. It's got to be. It's got to be.
So, I mean, that's just my theory. People take that with a grain of salt.
It's funny
I
you
don't
said that
know.
because I was thinking about that the other day. I was thinking, what DB hasn't been done yet? It's the 11.
If they do a 15, that would be garbage. And I'm not, no disrespect to the 15s. PSNY 15s were okay, but it'll be garbage. If they do a 15, I'm just saying. That'll probably be the first Dornbecker to sit. All right.
I'll tell you what, though, that's going to be a big deal for whichever kid gets to do a DB11.
Right.
I mean, that's like for Jordan Brand, and for the kids and stuff. That's going to be a big deal. You know how I feel about DBs. If you ain't buying them for fucking retail, you're buying them for hype.
Yeah.
That DB5 is not worth $1,500. I know prices have come down or whatever, but the DB6 is not worth $1,200. You're buying that for hype. I don't hear no shit about the kids and it's a good cause and this and that. Unless that person you're giving the $1,500 to is taking that money and giving it back to the Dornbecker, whatchamacallit, they're putting that money right in their pocket. You ain't doing nothing. By buying that shoe off a resale, you're doing nothing but putting money in that person's pocket. You ain't doing nothing for the thing. Now, unless you have whatever that person has, it's a whole different thing. But I remember the average sneakerhead that buys that shoe and spends that kind of money. It's for a cause. Like, you ain't donating no fucking money. The person who bought the shoe for retail, they already took care of that charity. You giving that person $1,000+ they're not turning around and going, I better take that money and give it to the charity. They ain't fucking doing it. They put money in their pocket.
Let me do you one better. None of the money that we're spending on these shoes is going towards those foundations. The shoes are already paid for when they hit the store. So whatever that shoe sells for is profit for that store.
You got to be kidding me. So the Dornbecker is only getting what, wholesale?
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Now, again, people outside of this that are listening, take that with a grain of salt because that may or may not be true. But as far as I'm concerned, since I know that, when certain gets bought in the stores, that's what they're paying for. I don't see us paying, what we're paying, which is suggested retail, not what the store going towards. Yeah.
That makes it even more then. People spending that kind of money and they ain't doing shit for the foundation.
Yeah, it's not going towards that foundation. Now, if if you're at that charity auction that they do the night before,
where they do like 2 or 3 that tinker signs.
That money is going directly towards them. The proceeds that are sold to the stores, that goes directly towards them. But when we start paying for them, that's directly company profit. And not Nike, not Adidas, not Jordan Brand. That's Finish Line, Champs, Rubilla.
Right, that's their markup. Yeah,
that's their markup.
See, I don't like that, man.
You got to think about it. When a shoe is at an outlet, that price is the actual price that the shoe should have been sold for in the get-go. That mark.
Well, okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, you're right.
They're mark it down to the lowest they can mark down and still see a small profit.
Right,
so
and then it goes.
And if it doesn't sell there, guess where it goes back to? It goes back either Nike, Adidas, whatever outlet it is. It goes back to them, and they either will have another surprise restock somewhere, or those shoes go to the incinerator.
That's crazy, man. When I heard about the samples and stuff that get burned and man.
Yeah, I had a long conversation with somebody about a week or two ago about certain samples that will never see the light of day because they're gone. They're gone. It's just like I wondered about like the displays, right? The 1 through 23s, the 1 through 30s.
Yes.
I was told there were so many of those made, but they're one of one. So like, the all red display that's in Chicago, the Charlotte display. There's 2 Charlotte displays. One's alternate colors, the the actual teal and purple ones. So but like each of those places with the actual, a trophy room has their display.
Mm-hmm.
When they did New Orleans, that wasn't an actual gold. Okay, I'm sorry, I can't talk about that. Sorry, there's an NDA out. I can't talk about that one. Sorry. I'm gonna leave that one out. But like, there's a lot of these displays, and from what I was told by different people, numerous people, there are so many displays made that it's not even funny. Usher has his one through. I think his is one through the 2009 or when they did the off.
Yeah.
I think his only goes up to that far because he got his for doing MJ's wedding. Anthony Hamilton, his display, he has his
the
own.
chocolate, the chocolate set.
He has his own. Nick Cannon actually has his own display. We'll never see it. We'll never see it. I found that out recently. He actually has his own. But all these people will have their own, it's because their relationship with MJ. The Olympic athletes that are close to MJ have their own. We only seen one recently.
Yeah, that was for sale. She was selling that set.
Yeah. Damn. But I say all that to say this. There's one in particular that I wanted to see, and that's the alternate Chicago display. And yeah, it's similar. It's like a mix between the OG Chicago colors and the history of flight. So just imagine that in a display. That's what I was told. That's what I want to see. But we won't.
I was gonna say, is that gonna pop up anywhere or what?
So, like the only ones we're actually gonna see is like this year. The rest of the college displays are popping up. Of course, we seen Oklahoma's today.
Mm-hmm.
We seen Florida's earlier this week, and
Florida's was deadly.
Yeah, Florida's is sick. I need to talk to you about that later. Please DM me when you get a chance. We'll talk.
Yeah, definitely. And FYI, all those fours that you guys are seeing out there, they're fake.
Fake.
They are fake. And those fire red fours that you're seeing, those are fake. I don't give a fuck who posts them. They're all fake. They got a Jumpman, and they say Nike only on the bottom. We're getting Nike Air on the back and Nike Air on the bottom. Everything you're seeing is fake as of right now. Florida has their own in their display case. Anything other than that is fake.
And even with that bit of news, the one that we are getting is not going to be like that at all.
Okay.
So, I'll say that. Damn, thank you, because that's where I was going to go. The fakes out there, the fakes.
Dude, it's. I just put my hands up with it. I stopped trying to help people because everybody just wants to be first. I can't do it no more.
Yeah. Like, all right, so, people ask me all the time, if you know it's fake, why are you posting it? Maybe I want to see the shoe, and in my head, I'm able to determine whether or not I'm going to buy something the first time I see it. Now, what changes is you're seeing a shoe, again, it's flooded on your timeline. You're going to get 1,000 new looks. That can change. It's almost forced advertising on us, and we're doing it to ourselves.
Well, that's like when I post that stuff more of the time where it comes from, I'll blur out whoever tagged in one of these factories or whatever the fuck. I blur it out and I just post it in the groups because I want people just to see, like, get a first look. It's something that's a conversation piece, something we could talk about. I don't want you going to that person's website and buying it because it's fucking fake. I more or less posted so you can see how the colors together look on a shoe. Other than that, I'm not telling you that they're real, and that's why I blur the shit out because I don't want you to go. I don't care if you give me credit for posting it because it's not my picture. I really don't care, but I'm just blurring it out, and so we got something to talk about. Like, how does this green and blue look on this silhouette? That's it. And
that's what it boils down to for me. Because recently somebody was like, "Yo, you endorse too many people," and I was like, "Huh? If you're talking about the creatives, I go somewhere, sit down, and have a good day. But if you're talking about like these early looks in these shoes, I'm not endorsing none of them dudes. Salute to what they do, whatever have you. Get your money, even though it's illegal. But I'm not endorsing them because I'm posting their pic. I ain't tell you, hey, go buy from this guy. He's super legit. I never purchase anything from anybody off of Instagram.
Me neither. Ever.
If somebody has hit me up, I've been able to text and have an actual conversation with them.
I'm blocked by all those people.
I'm getting a home address and a FaceTime when they're picking up something.
Right.
Because, it's completely different from
I,
back in the day. Like,
dude,
you
people
see a
don't
fake,
get it, man.
yeah, you see a fake from back in the day, that was just like, oh, yeah, SpongeBob. Never happened. Pink and black
Nowadays,
doors, nah, that's not happening. Like you can see that right off the back. I know, like now it's even harder because we have 1,000 colorways, but and the super perfects that are out there, and how they make things. But at the same time, it's like we have people who have been in the sneakers for years that will be able to tell you right off the bat. Hey, you see that Widow's Peak right there? You see how those edges are rolled instead of being roughed. Like we can tell. And I tell people I tell people this all the time. Do not ask me to do a legit check because I'm better in hand than I am online.
mm-hmm.
That's just me. That's just me. I know other people are good with the sleight of eye and they can tell, hey, wait a minute, that's off. The
That's
only
what
thing
I do a lot of them through picture.
the only thing I got for you is the Wings logo. Is that R and that D touching? That's all I got for you. And even then, they fixed that.
Yeah. That's why I tell
So
people you can't get hung up on one detail because it doesn't work like that, man. And but people don't understand. They want to be first. And like, who I take my hat off to, and a lot of people don't like him, is Corgi. Because Corgi tells it how it is, man. And he calls these people out.
he's been MIA for a while.
He has been. And he might have got locked up again. But I don't know. I don't know for sure. But I know he's a nut job. But I like Corgi. I respect him. He tells it how it is. And he said, like, all these guys, like Too Much Soul and WAP and all them, it's all bullshit. And we know that. I've exposed that to you. We talk about that all the time. But he's even said, this guy's been around since the sneaker thing ever started. In 30 years, no one's ever done it. No one's ever gotten shoes 5-6 months early. It doesn't work. It's not like that. It's never been done. In 30 years, it's never been done. All of a sudden, these guys did it. It's impossible. It doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. I don't want to hear no shit about being stolen from the factory. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's not how this goes. It's not how this happens.
They got so many kids that's it. Once you get a hold of the kids, they don't care. And it's crazy they don't care. Like when I was in Atlanta, I seen so many Red 11s. They hadn't released yet. The surprise drop didn't even happen yet. I seen so many Red 11s. I was with my brother, my wife, and my other two little brothers. And they said, hey, yo, I thought you said the Red 11s ain't come out yet. We're in line to go inside SneakerCon, and we picked out maybe 10 or 11 pairs of people just walking around with Red 11s on. And then I seen somebody with the win like 82 11s on. I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not even in yet, and I'm done.
Do you know how many? Do you know how many that I know personally? Big name fucking consignment stores have pushed fake 11s.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying, but I'm saying.
So
but,
yeah, I want to stick with that because that's the last topic I want to close on. So people, please understand that a lot of these consignment shops do not care whether or not they push a fake or not. I'm saying that to you today. I haven't spoken on it in a long time because people are steadily asking me, yo, do you trust this place? Do you trust this place? Project Blitz, I trust them because I trust them. I know people individually that work there. TEDx Portland or Portland TEDx, I can't remember the. I trust them. I trust them. I don't trust StockX. I don't trust Gold. I don't trust Fight Club. I don't trust Safety Goods. And the reason being is because they cannot sit here and tell me that they got somebody in there with X amount of years of experience that can legit check something 30 times a day and not get got by none of them.
Yep.
We're human. Simple as that. We're human. No, I do not trust round 2 at all.
Oh, my God. Round 2 is the worst. They are the worst. I can't even tell you how many fakes have went through that fucking store. It's hit or miss.
So there's a rumor that somebody at round 2 lost their chance to do another shoe.
Come on.
We won't see him. It's just a rumor.
Now, I heard there is a 2.0.
But we won't see him release because, somebody decided they wanted to resell their own shoe.
Yeah, what an idiot. I heard him. I had heard part a little bit to that.
Again, I don't know if that's true, but that rumor is out there, you know.
Oh shit! I'm gonna have to find out some more about that. Now, who gets a lot of slack and it's hit or miss is the UN, right? And I know Jay personally, like phone number, text. Like I know Jay personally. It's no flex. It's just facts. It's just me and Jay became friends and whatever. And same thing with Joni. I trust the UN. I think Jay is a solid dude. I don't think he's got a hidden agenda. You know, you can see through a lot of these people and talking with him and stuff. I think he is genuine in what he does. Fakes have slipped through there because again, like you said, it's only human fucking. You know, you're gonna get got after so many pairs. You're gonna, you know, whatever. But I do like the UN. I have a hard time, and this is like with anybody, and we'll start to wrap that up after this. But I have a hard time when you're selling shoes like, I don't know, like you got the old 11s, you know, and you're selling them for $550, $600 at your consignment store, but you're talking about you're doing this for the community.
Yeah, no.
You're doing it to put money in your pocket, which is fine. I'm not against people, you know. Obviously, I hate resellers because who the fuck wants to spend that kind of money on shoes? But sometimes you got no choice. If I want a shoe bad enough, I got to do it. And sometimes it's the only way to get it. For me, that's the only way to get it is to pay resell. But I get so tired of the community culture thing. You're trying to run a legit business for people to get their shoes from and like in a safe environment. You know, dudes out here getting shot and robbed for their shoes, but you're not like charging $600 for a $200 shoe you're not helping anybody, if that makes sense. And I don't want to sound like a hater because these people are my friends, but we got to call a spade a spade. It is what it is.
Right. NY State of Mind, DM me and I'll send you to somebody who can help you out, man. Just go ahead and DM me and I'll make sure somebody gets you. But yeah, like I don't like, because you know my agenda right off the bat. I have like 4 different agendas, but they're all out there. Mm-hmm. Right? But my main thing I had a problem with was people leeching. You know, I don't even give a fuck if you're clout chasing, but the leeching aspect of how you do it kind of like turned me off of a lot of people. The negativity, of course, behind, you know, people just being spiteful, you know, just saying shit to be saying stuff versus, you know, just going about the business. You don't have to speak on everybody else, right?
Right.
But, you know, people choose to make posts and all that other shit. At the end of the day, when somebody says something, we're doing this for, you know, the community and the culture, and they don't see it, they're going to see a drop in sales and they're going to see a drop in entrance. Because that's going to kill business at the end of the day. And I've seen that happen with a lot of places. Like locally, we've had, in my area, we've had stores open up that did consignment, but they were nasty to people and ended up closing like 3-4 months because nobody wants to deal with that. And because the sneaker scene out here is so, everybody knows each other. When somebody says, hey, yo, don't deal with them, they're horrible service, that's it.
Yeah, you're done.
And I wish it was like that in bigger cities. But again, I know this for a fact because I have the paperwork. We're like a little less than 20% of the market. It's a good chunk of money, but we're a little less than 20% of the market. The average consumer takes up the rest of that. So we could say, man, fuck Flight Club, fuck Stadium Goods, all of those other places, and stop shopping there. That's only 20% of their revenue. That's it.
Crazy.
The rest is the average consumer going there because that's a tourist spot. They don't know any better. Right. They're gonna go in there and buy the, you know, the Pure Money 3s that just came out. They're gonna go buy from Flight Club, not knowing that they can go to Finish Line and get it for retail. Yeah,
or wait and get them at outlets.
They don't have that mentality nor that knowledge to know that. That's common sense to us, but for somebody else, that's why these stores are still thriving. It's a tourist attraction for one, and celebrities think it makes them look cool, so they're gonna go in there and drop a bunch of money. Those doors are not closing.
That's true. It is. It is hard. I always forget you got to put your mindset into somebody who's not as into this as we are. You know, it's different for a lot of those people, and like you said, they don't know any better. So, but like I said, it's just that whole culture fucking thing. It just gets under my skin. I mean, selling shoes for $1,200 that were $220 on release day is not. I mean, your culture. Just stop. You're selling shoes for a business. You're putting food on your plate by selling shoes, and that's fine. But it's like you said, it's how it's perceived. It's how you put it out. When you put it out there, you're doing something for the fucking culture. 'Cause you ain't doing nothing.
Right.
All you're doing is feeding these kids that don't have jobs that go stand in line. And like here in Chicago, they pay homeless people $20, $30 a day to go sit online for 6-7 days for these pairs to come out. And that's how these people are getting 40, 50 pairs that they're bringing a push cart into the fucking stores and these consignment stores. That's what you're feeding. You're feeding that culture. You ain't doing shit for me as the buyer. I could find that shoe for $1,200 fucking anywhere.
That's a service in New York.
Yeah, it is. Same thing here in Chicago. They got people waiting online 7 days for this shit.
Like,
and they
hey,
pay
you
them.
Service, how many people you need to go wait online for you?
Yeah, they round up all these people and they pay them $20, $30 a day. Go stand in line.
I mean, in New York, it's a little worse because they're getting paid by the hour.
Oh, no shit.
They have an actual service to where, you can call the service up, say, hey, because there's lines for everything, tickets, clothing, shoes. There's a lot of lines in New York. So that service is, I forgot who came up with it. I seen the damn thing on Facebook.
Oh shit. Hey, you know what though? I mean, people are gonna do it anyway, so why not make some? I mean, you either got to get with it, or you get rolled over. I mean, it sucks, but like I said, what am I gonna do? When it comes to reselling, people like, for me, it's retail or bust. I'm like, well, I genuinely like shoes. If I want a shoe and I can't get it for retail, and I genuinely just like the shoe, then guess what? You got to pay to play, and that's the way it is. It sucks. I don't want it to be like that. I'd rather save my money, but what are you gonna do?
Hey, they brought back my favorite shoe recently. Before we get out of here, because we're down to the last 2 minutes, the Flightposites are back.
I saw that.
Might be a secret cop that nobody sees, man.
I told you, man. I got your leather altitudes are all the way up there. Where they at? Let's see. All the way up there. Whenever you want them, and you tell me you're gonna wear them, I'll send them your way. You keep your page. You can keep your page all about ones. But as far as what you're wearing, I would like to see you, if you get a chance to expand off into a couple other things. And like I said, you don't got to change your page or anything like that. But if you cop something other than a one that you truly, truly like and speak on it, I think that'd be dope.
I'm gonna put my top 5 back up after this, folks, so y'all can see what it is. I'm gonna put it back in my stories, because I don't think a lot of. Matter of fact, I'll put it on my page. That'll be the first non-Jordan 1 thing I put on my page for myself. I'm gonna do that for the people tonight. Before we go out of here, you got the shout outs you want to put out there?
Man, just everybody keeping it real, man. It's very few in between. I mean, there's guys like you and people in the Facebook groups, our guy Dada that we mess with, and all those other guys. But it's like, man, it's hard to really give people credit, because are they really worth it? I mean, are they going to do shit for you in return? And I say that meaning is I don't expect people to do stuff in return, but when people always say, if there's anything I can do, right? Well, if you put that out there, there may be a time I ask you for something, right? And I'll ask you once, maybe twice, and once you fuck me twice and you flake on me, then I don't consider that. Just don't put it out there. Simple thank you, and that's it. Is more than suffice. Just say thank you, keep it moving. Don't offer me something, and if you can't come through with it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's I think people get that mixed up. Like, I don't expect anything in return when it comes to this whole fucking thing. I do a lot of shit for a lot of people, and I don't care what happens in return. But if you open an invite to me, hey, if there's anything I could do, well, hey, actually, I know you're getting a couple pairs of those. How about shooting your boy something? And you hit me with the $20 less than StockX price, you go fuck yourself.
Right. Last 15 seconds. All I want to say to the folks is, we are the culture. Act like it. All right?
That's it. I respect that.
Appreciate you for coming on, man.
Man, anytime. Like I said, we'll do this again soon. Salute, my dude.